Hi everybody, Stereo Steve here with another vinyl community video. I did a couple few months ago. Thought I might do another one because I've been watching them a lot and I got records and I got opinions, and that's kind of what you need to do these. So yeah, this one's a little bit different because I think I can make a better video using my phone and sitting here on the couch instead of sitting on my desk with the computer. That was kind of clunky, but this might be a little more relaxed and a little better quality. We'll see. Anyway, I'm doing the compilation vinyl tag, and I think maybe Nick Rudo is the one who started it. I'm not entirely sure, but the questions look kind of cool. They look like one I could get through. So I'm going to just jump right into it. The first question is a compilation album that was your introduction to a genre. And for this, back in high school, somebody made me a cassette tape of this. Wanna Buy a Bridge, a collection of rough trade singles. And this was kind of my introduction to what's known as post-punk music. And it's got Delta 5, The Slits, TV Personalities, Swell Maps, the pop group Cabaret Voltaire, the Raincoats. A lot of great stuff. This is a good one to kind of start with. And near and dear to my heart. And beat up to, you know. Next question. Question number 2. A 60s psych or garage rock compilation. Okay, this is another one that goes way back. And it's Pebbles, Volume 7. And basically, what the Pebbles series was saying was that if the Nuggets were the big hits, the Pebbles were the lesser known tracks. And I got this because I fell in love with a song called When I Arrive by We the People that I heard on the radio, and that is on this compilation album. And yeah, you know, the old Pebble series, they're real lo-fi because, you know, they're bootlegged off the scratchy 45, so, you know, you want to hear this dirty, grungy music the way it was meant to be heard. Alright, next question. A loss leader. And just for the sake of someone who does not know what loss leader albums were, it was Warner Brothers Records put out this series. And if you have any records, mainly from the 70s on Warner Brothers, look inside the sleeve and you'll see these ads. And they were compilation albums you could mail away for just a couple bucks. And it was a way to get, you know, it's a way to spread awareness of some of their lesser known titles. So I have a couple of lost leaders I want to show you. This one is Hot Platters. I think it was from like 1974. The packaging is pretty cool because it looks like a menu, and it's got some good bands. It's got Deep Purple. It's got T-Rex. It's got the Beach Boys, the Kinks, and, you know, nice double album. This is another sought after lost leader, and this one is just one disc. It's called Zapped, of course, with picture of Frank Zappa, and it's, I don't know if the tracks were selected by Frank Zappa, but they were all artists that were on Frank Zappa's Straight and Bizarre labels. So it's got Alice Cooper, Beefheart, Tim Buckley, Wildman Fisher, Jeff Simmons with the original version of Lucille Has Messed My Mind Up, which he redid on Joe's Garage and plays a ripping solo on it. So Zapped has two different covers. This is the one I have, so this is the one I'm showing you. And Lost Leaders. They ran from about 69 to 79. This is one of the last ones in the series. And this is the one you usually see people enjoy. It's called Troublemakers. And this was their new wave collection. And it's got Sex Pistols, Buggles, Jonathan Richman, Urban Verbs, Gang of Four, PIL, Wire. This is another good intro to the new wave music. You'll see that, you know, there's kind of themes that come back with my taste in compilation albums. Okay, number 4, a compilation from the Numero Group label. And I have a couple. I picked this one because it's the one I listen to the most. Very chill record. Wayfaring Stranger's Guitar Soli. And it's basically double album compilation of acoustic guitarists, mostly influenced by John Fahey, instrumental. But if you like that kind of American primitive instrumental acoustic guitar music, you cannot go wrong with this record. This is a goodie. Alright, what is the next? The next one is Light in the Attic. And I'm going to have to bend the rules because even though, you know, it's a good label and I like them, I could not find in my collection any Light in the Attic compilations. I'm like, I gotta have something on that label. And I did find a record that's on the Light in the Attic label. And it's the first album by a band called the Black Angels. Which, if you like that kind of 2-chord, stony, droney rock, you know, like, you know, Loop, Spaceman 3, Brian Jonestown Massacre, you probably already know the Black Angels. This is all textured, all these little lines, which is very cool. And this is one of the first bands, see, Passover, their first album. This is one of the first bands I was made aware of through something called MySpace back in the day. Next is a jazz compilation. Okay, and this is, there were a bunch of different ones. I mean, my first record video, I was talking about jazz records, but I don't think I got to this one in that video. This is one of my favorite labels, and this is the first record I ever bought on this label. The label is Soul Jazz Records, and the album is Universal Sounds of America. And it's got Art Ensemble of Chicago, Sun Ra, Steve Reed, Marcus Belgrave, Pharaoh Sounders. Good. It's got the entire 20-minute long version of Space is the Place, you know. A lot of great, long, deep tracks on a double record. Yeah, I think I got another soul jazz in my stack that I'm going to get to. Alright, that's number 6. Number 7, live music compilation. Okay, and back into this post-punk kind of thing. And being in San Francisco. Oh, I'm not wearing it. Not wearing that hat. Yeah, okay, being in San Francisco. Gotta represent. Can You Hear Me? Music from the Def Club. And the Def Club was a little punk rock hole in the wall, I guess late 70s. And this is a live album with Dead Kennedys, The Offs, The Mutants, Tuxedo Moon, Pink Section, all recorded live at this club. And I'm usually not into like keeping the shrink wraps on the record because that kind of generates static. But I kept the shrink wrap on this one because it has an Aquarius price tag. Legendary record store. Next, Colored Wax. Colored Wax. Okay, I finally remembered what the niftiest, or one of the niftiest Colored Wax compilation albums. Okay, and this is the Creation label. which was the label that brought us My Bloody Valentine and the Jesus and Mary chain. And this compilation is pretty early stuff. It's got early Primal Scream, Weather Prophets, Slaughter Joe, who was the producer that did a lot of this, Biff Bang Pow, Revolving Paint Dream, and it's called Valium Orgasms. And here's the record. Ooh. And the music gets all dramatic as I behold the record. Okay, next is Holiday Compilation. I guess they mean Christmas, because, you know. Well, what are the most ubiquitous Christmas compilations if you're a thrift store troll like I am? They would be the Goodyear Tire Great Songs of Christmas series. And this actually takes me back to my childhood. My parents had this one. This is volume 10, Best of the Great Songs of Christmas. And it's got everybody. John Davidson, Barbara Streisand, Mahalia Jackson, Petula Clark, Tony Bennett, Andy Williams, Steve Lawrence, Doris Day. Yeah. Get your holiday cheer on early. Alright, the next is a world music compilation. And again, I'm going to go for a no-brainer that everyone has or everyone should have. The World of Music, Art and Dance, Music and Rhythm compilation. And it's all over the place. Everything from Indian music, African music. It's got Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan. But then it's also got Peter Hamill and Holger Zucke and XTC, Peter Gabriel, and then also world music I can't pronounce. Very easy to find, double album. This is a goodie. What is next is a soul compilation, and I'm going to kill 2 flying tracking devices, because you know birds aren't real. I'm going to kill 2 flying tracking devices with 1 stone with this next compilation, because it is a compilation of soul music, and also it answers a question that I cannot believe is not on this question list, and that is Ktale. Where's the Ktale? Where's the Ktale? This is Ktale NU427 Super Bad. 20 original hits, 20 original stars. It kicks off with theme from Shaft and Respect Yourself. And then it's got Love Unlimited Orchestra, Detroit Emeralds, the Silvers, the Shylights, Give More Power to the People, James Brown, Get on the Good Foot, you know, and it's got that groove crammed. Ktale, 10 songs on each side, gotta crank it up. But it is not beat to hell like most of the Ktales, so I consider myself fortunate in that regard. What is next? Reggae compilation. Okay, this is another soul jazz. This is 100% dynamite. Another double album, no gatefold. It's just got 2 different sleeves with the records shoved into it. But yeah, this is a great reggae compilation. It's got Jackie Matu, Johnny Osborne, Tommy McCook, the Upsetters, and if you're a fan of The Clash, it's got the original version of Armageddon Time by Willie Williams on this. 100% dynamite. Yeah. Punk compilation. Okay, so I've been post-punking all this time, but just Punk. Well, Maximum Rock and Roll presents Not So Quiet on the Western Front. And 2 records, over 9,000 short songs. This record's been through some stuff. It's seen some things. It's had some things spilled on it. But just go find it. It's good. I don't know. I think there's supposed to be a book with it, but I don't think this old beat up copy has a book in it. Next is a compilation of cover songs. And again with the new wave. This is on Music for Pleasure label out of the UK. It's called We Do 'Em Our Way. And it's all these bands doing covers. It's got Flying Lizards, Money. It's got the Slits, I Heard It Through the Grapevine. The Stranglers, Walk On By, etc. The Dickies, Nights in White Satin, etc., etc., etc. Alright. Number 15 question. Favorite album cover? I guess of compilations. Well, this cover I really like because it's done by the comic book artist Daniel Klaus. And this is a compilation of song poem music. It's called Beat of the Traps, MSR Madness, Volume 1. And it shows this guy struggling to write Santa Claus Goes Modern with his kids in the background, and then Rod Rogers singing it in the studio. If you don't know what song poem music is, there's a documentary called Off the Charts. It used to be on YouTube, and just watch it. It's, it's basically people would answer these ads like in the back of comic books saying, send us your poem and we'll write music to it, and it'll be a big hit. And yeah, but this was one of the first compilations of this kind of stuff when they didn't really know that much about it. And it's got some good tunes, and this artwork, man, look at this guy. Is that me? No, he has more hair than me. Let's see what's next. A greatest hits album. Okay, well I got an interesting one here. This is Neil Young's greatest hits, but this is not the Neil Young is the same as the Neil Young greatest hits that you can get on CD. This is a vinyl that only came out in Australia, and basically covers from about Cinnamon Girl to Hey Hey My My. I think Southern Pacific from the Reactor album is far out, but this is very cool, and I found this in a Goodwill, and I was stoked. So that's the greatest hits album. Number 17, an indie compilation. Okay, well, I picked a compact disc for that because CDs are good, No reason to be a snob about CDs if you're a fan of vinyl, because CDs are really cheap right now, and this is the time to grab them. But this is not something I got in a bargain bin. This is something I bought. This is a compilation that has 3 Athens, Georgia bands: Maserati, Cinemechanica, and We Versus the Shark. And it's an indie compilation. Kind of, what is next? A Record Store Day compilation. A Record Store Day compilation? I think this is the Record Store Day compilation, because this was made specifically for that event. The first Record Store Day I ever went to would be 2011. This is the Thrill Jockey Record Store compilation from the 2011 Record Store Day. Has a nice book in it. Has some bands I really like. White Hills, Trans Am. See, there was Maserati, and now there's Trans Am on this one. And Mountains and Tortoise. Yeah. Alright, what is next? Local. Okay, well, like I said, San Francisco. I'm going to take the plastic off, because then it's not so glary. Okay, well, there's two that are tied. Two that are tied for San Francisco. San Francisco comp. The first one I'm going to talk about is the SF Unseen. Besides being the first time Faith No More turned up on vinyl, this was just a really nice snapshot of the late 80s local scene here, which was really amazing. A lot of great bands came out of that, and most people talk about San Francisco scene, talk about the late 70s, but the late 80s scene here in SF had some amazing bands, and a lot of them are on this comp. Going back to maybe late 60s, 1973, okay. This compilation was put out by the American Civil Liberties Union. San Francisco street musicians and their music. And if you saw the movie The Conversation with Gene Hackman, which I highly recommend, one of the artists that you see performing in that movie that was filmed in San Francisco is on this record. And they are called Jamel Chisholm and One Mind. Also has John Skirse, band called 25 Pounds of Change. Anyway, San Francisco street musicians and their music. Not a hard to find record. And last but not least, a favorite. And I'm going to call this compilation a favorite. This is an Atlantic, UK compilation. It's called By Invitation Only. And it's kind of a mixture of kind of classic rock hits and prog, made sometime in the late 70s. It's got Zeppelin and the Stones and Average White Band, but then it also has Yes and PFM and Emerson, Lake and Palmer. And yeah, this is a cool record. And I think the reason I'm going to consider this a favorite is because I had it and I sold it, and then years later I wanted it again and bought it back. And I think this might be the same copy that I sold that came back to me, because the price tag on it was from the store that I sold it to like 10 or 15 years earlier. Alright, well, that's my video. Like and comment and subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time I see you. Peace.